Fairyland Park in Kansas City, Missouri. So we've got like a school over there, and over here we have Wildcat Woods, is what I'm gonna call it. That's where all of those footers were, deep within these woods, that between here and the highway, that we just saw. Like if you're watching these Fairyland videos in order, then let's see, can I zoom in from outside the woods to see them? I don't think so. Like, I mean, that's a find that I got by looking in these woods, and I thus am calling this Wildcat Woods. But obviously the park was more than just the coaster, so we're gonna search more for park remnants. I think it's pretty cool that we found Wildcat Woods, though. And I mean, I will say that I have questions about the official story about Wildcat at Frontier City having been a relocation of the Fairyland Wildcat, seeing what I just saw. Because I'm just gonna say it, that the way that Wildcat was demolished back there, the way that the structure had been torn down, it did not look like it had been torn down in a way that it was back up somewhere else. And I am going to be somewhat careful because I know that there is a police station on property. But I mean, it's not like I'm doing anything wrong. I'm just appreciating the history of Fairyland Park. So looking to see if I see anything in Wildcat Woods. And yes, I will always call that Wildcat Woods from now on. I am gonna look down the hill here, see if I see anything. Because obviously in the more fieldsy part, we're not going to be finding remnants of the park. I suspect this area was not a huge part of the park, though, because from what I read about Fairyland, it was built on flat ground pretty much, so. And this, not exactly flat ground here. So, yeah, I'll probably go check the other side of the highway. Woodsy areas are most likely to have buried treasure, though, in them. Do I really need to press a button to make my battery work? I would not be surprised if this structure, if some of these rock structures date back to the days of the park. I would not be surprised at all. But I mean, hey, no matter how the rest of this exploration goes, I found the wildcat. I found the wildcat. I found the wildcat. I'm the urban explorer to uncover the wildcat. The urban explorer and the coaster enthusiast to find that there are still remnants of Fairyland Park on site. So that's something I can say with pride. No matter how the rest of this explore goes. That set of woods that I was like, why is it shaped like that? It seems it is for drainage, though. Because, like, I mean, it is unfortunate that it's next to a police station, because it's like, you know, hey, I don't need Karens with guns getting in my way. We're going to look at the backside of Wildcat Woods here. And we've got more concrete in there. Don't know if it's from the park or not. But we do have more concrete back in there and cinder blocks. Don't know if it's from the park or if it's just from idiots dumping. We have what appears to be a railroad tie. Don't know if it's from, if it is from like a park train ride. We have a footer back there of some kind. Don't know if that's from the park. It's not like the wildcat footers. Or maybe that's not a footer. Maybe I was just seeing the rebar on it and thought it was. But yeah, it seems like those wildcat footers are definitely the most notable thing that is still here from the days of this property as Fairyland. looks like I might have to go into work this afternoon. Because goodness knows I need the extra money. But, like, I mean, if I keep doing this explore, that's not really gonna affect that. We could have remnants of buildings there, or just fools who are dumping. I know that a lot of wildcat was in this field here, because like this field is what Google Maps says was wildcat. If you go to the roller coaster database and click on the maps, this is what it gives as the coordinates, is this field. And there are footers still remaining in those woods. Something that does fascinate me, though, is this highway was built after the park closed. So there is some of the park grounds on the other side. And I do think I'm going to put Wildcat Woods here on Google Maps if Google will let me. Because this is the kind of location that I'm happy to give out. And like, I mean, I found this because Fairyland Park has a ghost icon on Google Maps for some reason. Maybe someone knows something when there's a clearly marked trail. Got a manhole cover. I imagine that dates back to the park. I imagine that fencing is probably from the park that is there, and not the bigger stuff that's from the highway. I don't want to get in people's way, and like, it's obvious there are people living back here. So ooh, we got a cash box here. Curious if this would have something from Fairyland in it. Does not look like it. Imagine if there was just something from Fairyland just casually sitting there. Like, just think about that. Other than something big like concrete foundations for something. Imagine if there was a box that had something labeled Fairyland Park. It was just right there. And I will say, use your own discretion when coming, if you want to come to Wildcat Woods, because as you can see, people live back here. People can get territorial. We're not going to judge them. Whoa. Those might be from Wildcat. There's a chance. There's also a chance that some idiot dumped them there. Got an old sign of some kind, and there's nothing on it. Like, if I would be to find something that said Fairyland Park on it, it's mine and I'm gonna donate it to like the Roller Coaster Historical Museum or something. It's unlikely that concrete dates back to the park, because, like, I mean, this highway cuts right through the park. But, like, look at me exploring an area no one would think would be good for exploring. No one would think that a roller coaster enthusiast would come here to just make a video and an urban explorer to look for stuff. And because like, I mean, other than those Wildcat footers, it's just so nondescript as having been to Fairyland Park. And yeah, I do not think the school is in session. Looking at the parking lot, there's a school that is an actual school that is on the property, and I know schools can get weird about filming stuff. We already found what's likely the grand prize of Fairyland, but we're gonna look here. Have a piece of metal there. Wouldn't be surprised if that light dates back to Fairyland. Like, most of this stuff is clearly dumped here. Like, you don't want to get in people's way. Christmas decorations, you know, a standard urbex thing. Wait, is this school fucking abandoned? Imagine that. Imagine if this school was fucking abandoned. Because, like, looking at the parking lot, it certainly looks like it. Let's see, shall we? An abandoned school on top of an abandoned amusement park. That would be something, wouldn't it? Because, I mean, looking at the condition of things here, it's this Satchel Paige School. Yeah, we're looking at an abandoned school here. firearms not allowed? We don't have firearms. We'll explore the school, that's for sure. Since we know that's a thing. Like, look at the basketball court. That's clearly abandoned. That cart is either Hy-Vee or Kmart. We've got to finish what we started with, the original Explorer. I think it's doubtful that there's more of Fairyland than those wildcat footers. So I'm going to end this live stream actually, and because I see a person walking their dog, I'm gonna ask them if the school's abandoned, and if so, I'm gonna make